Hey everyone, Maury Curtis Dunbar here with Painted Studio. Welcome back. This is my second live of the day, so I need to take just a second and turn down the volume and open up my iPad so that I can see your questions and stuff as they happen. Because we all know once I flip the camera down, I can't read anything. Earlier I did the reveal on the Verglamise pieces. Hello, Miss Ashley Woodall. Nice to see you here. You should have gotten a package from me this week. Let me go into, where's my page here? Let me make sure I'm seeing myself. Hang on just a second. I got too much stuff going on and then I can't see anything. All right, so that's over to the side. All right, so we did our Verglamise reveals earlier today, showed you how I clean up those pieces. I still have a few more that are curing in my hot box because there was a lot of moisture in them, so I have not showed those to anyone yet. I'm just going to let them keep going. Hey Karina, nice to see you here. All right, so today we're gonna work on something fun. While I was over at Michael's picking up stuff that I needed for various projects, I discovered they have advent calendars for Halloween. I mean, look at this little haunted house. How cute is that? So we're gonna work on this. And then the next thing we're gonna work on, it also comes in pumpkins. So I have already prepared the one pumpkin to go with foil already. So we're halfway through that, but first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna start working with set coat on the house, this big house here. And the one thing I gotta grab, of course, is a brush, because why I never have a brush sitting next to me. That would be too intelligent of me to have managed. Ashley, they are the cutest things. So the pumpkin literally looked just like this, you know, burned pattern in here, drawers with patterns. We've painted the pumpkin copper. We have painted, and the drawers are black, and everything has foil adhesive on it. But the first thing I'm gonna do is take all these little drawers out, and then we're gonna work on painting the house black. The drawers will be black as well. Oh, and in case you missed it, these houses light up. There are 3 lights on the back, so you'll see some of the drawers look like this. The light shines through the back of the drawer right here and out this cutout window. So I'm gonna take these down, and we're going to paint the house, then we're gonna do some foiling, and then I'm gonna work on the drawers and stuff later. And my stepdaughter Blair is here with me. I'm very happy that she's visiting, and she's working on a couple projects of her own, learning a few things, and I'm teaching her how to foil today. So she is going to be doing her very, very, very first, very own foiling project. And she's making herself a thermal cup. So before we leave today, I will show her how we do the epoxy. But first thing she's got to learn to do is foil. So, all right, so I have every drawer out. And I just threw a drawer across the floor because, you know, why shouldn't I? You all have seen me throwing stuff a million times before. So the first thing I'm going to do is pick up the drawer on the floor so I don't step on it. And I have to show you something awfully cute today. We're doing new windows for the studio, and we have to take the chandelier down. Why? Because I found this lamp. How cool is this lamp? This is gonna hang in our window. I am perfect for Halloween and winter windows. I just thought it was so cute. So found that on Amazon. Why is it on right now? I converted it from a ceiling mount into a light switch mount, and I'm making sure that my work is heat stable. I don't set fire to the place. All right, so we're gonna flip down. Here we go. You can see there's the house. And all I'm going to do is take my black set coat. Yes, I had a gallon container. I poured it into quarts just for its ease for me to use. And I'm going to take my brush and we're going to start painting. Now, these details will show. All of these little shingles and stuff, you will probably be able to see them through the paint, but less likely to see them through the foil adhesive in the foil. So I may lose that detail. If I didn't want to lose that detail, I'd probably have stained this just so that the roof would be stained and I'd keep all the little details much more clear. But I don't really care. Little tiling on the mansard roof is not what's important to me here today. All right, so I will eventually paint this entire thing. I'm not going to make you sit here and watch me paint the whole thing. And again, I use every furniture painting technique for painting that I teach you on furniture pieces. Why? Because even on craft pieces, I want quality brush strokes and quality products used. Just get better results. So, you know, notice I am brushing in all one direction. Actually, I probably should be brushing this way because that's where the grain of the wood is. So I'll deal with that down there. But here with all the burnt out detailing, it makes a little less difference. Generally, I like to paint with the wood grain. My brush moves more smoothly across the surface. Yep. See, when I'm going like this, the paint's just smoothing across better because I'm going with the grain. And Set Coat has fantastic self-leveling properties. So this will tighten against the surface really nicely. As you can see with the black, you get excellent coverage. You get excellent coverage with all the colors, but black is one of the few colors I can use, and sometimes, especially when I'm using it for foiling, get away with only one coat because I'll have such consistency in the way this dries. All right. Hands are shaking a little. I had an iced tea that normally I water down my iced tea to kind of ease back on the caffeine. I forgot to. So now I'm having caffeine shakes. But now you see what, you got to take all those drawers out. Doesn't matter what order you put them back in, as long as you have those 3 drawers with the little windows cut out, put back in where the lights are so the light shines out. Okay, so I'm moving all my paint across, coming back this way. And I will go back into all the openings and pull out any little extra globs of paint because you're gonna get them. And if I need to, I can put a second coat of paint on here. Generally, I don't need to, but let's get this almost done here. And I'm not gonna, make you sit here and watch me do this whole thing. I just need to get this part done, then we can move on to the rest. And all these things, they're basically laser cut, so let's see. So you're going to have really nicely and neat cut edges on here. And you'll notice that it's probably brown on the edges, like right around here. Laser cutting singes the wood a little when it goes and does these things. So you can get a little burnt edge on your wood, but I actually like that. It gives it a nice uniform look. as opposed to more rough, raw edges from cutting. How many of watching have a glow forge? I know several of you have Cricut makers like I do, but I'm back and forth with a glow forge for the next, whether or not we're going to bring one in a year or so. And I know they've started carrying them for Michaels, and some people are complaining that the quality is not what it was now that it's at Michaels, because it's going to big box retailers. So let me know your thoughts on a glow forge. I'd love to hear them. Okay, so clearly this is where that's gonna go. I'm gonna set that to the side, and now I'm going to work on finding the lid for the paint would be good. But besides that, we're gonna start foiling. And my stepdaughter has never seen foiling. So I'm not just sharing with you, I'm teaching her at the same time. And then I'm gonna flip the camera up and you guys are gonna watch her foil. All right, so we've got a pumpkin. So I'm going to use my orange confetti foil. I take this out. I unroll a piece that's big enough to cover my surface. And, oops, I almost not glue my sleeves to it. Okay. Now some of this stuff, a lot of you are already going to know, but Blair has never done this, so I want to make sure I give her really good directions. And we have had a lot of new people joining us the last few weeks, so I want to make sure they understand too. So when we have applied our Artsyville foil adhesive and let it set up for a minimum of an hour so that we've got the right tack on it. Once it has been sitting for an hour or so, it's at the perfect tack and it will stay permanently sticky forever. So one way or the other, after you've applied foil, you need to seal it because you'll have micro cracks in it. Now, foil has a pretty side and a not pretty side. The not pretty side always goes to the glue. Why is that? It's because the pattern is mounted on the back of the film. So you lay it not pretty side down, smooth it with your hands because your hands are warm and foils like heat. If you have trouble transferring your foils using normal processes, warm it with a hairdryer. Foils don't like cold, and as we move into cold, so heat does not, foils don't like cold, they work best with heat. They're originally designed to be used with heat. So we're now gonna create a little friction to get this off. Where did I put my scrubber? There it is. So you take a little scrubber, preferably stiff bristles like this, and you're gonna scrub. And you scrub back and forth. And then up and down. Do not scrub in circles like this, especially on your first pass, because what happens is then you might get a pattern of circular scrubbing and it'll look like a bad sanding job. If you do it vertically and horizontally, you generally get a very even, uniform release without any weird patterns scrubbed into it. And sometimes you might get a little bubble like I'm seeing forming at the top, which is exactly what I want. That means that the foil has bonded to the surface and then the film is already starting to want to peel back. So that's a really nice thing to see happen. I have foiled this entire surface. I'm rubbing it with my hands, making sure, and then I'm going to peel it back. So as you can see, the pattern is released. Now what this tells me, see all those skip spots? That's where I forgot to put some foil adhesive because I'm a genius. All right, I want to just rub this back with my fingers a little bit on a couple thin spots that I can still feel a lot of adhesive on. And you know, if you still don't think you have enough foil on this after you've done one coat, you can come back and do a second layer of foil and adhesive and have another coating. So what I'm doing here is, Blair, would you hand me the foil adhesive that's there in front of you, that white jar? Yep, thank you. So I'm gonna touch up these spots where I clearly did not put foil adhesive because I'm not that smart. And then I'm gonna flip it over and let Blair foil hers. So here I am brushing on my foil adhesive. I don't know how I managed to miss this much. Usually I'm not that bad, but man, that was sloppy. That was a lot I missed right there. Shame on me for being so sloppy. All right, let me put a little bit right here and a little right there. A couple other spots. There we go. All right, so I'm going to set that to the side too. Now, we're going to flip our camera around, and I got to figure out a way to do this so that I can have Blair do hers. So there we go. I flipped it. This is Blair, everybody. Blair, wave to the crowd of all of 2 people watching right now. All right, sweetie. So you're going to take the scissors. Okay. Let me throw you the scissor. There you go. Cut off a piece of that foil long enough to wrap around the cup. So don't try to hold it up, just keep unrolling. That's enough. I'm giving her the option of taking a little more foil than she might normally need because this is her first foiling project. And that one should say, I think that's the Nevada Sun one. It'll say inside the roll when she's finished clipping it. See if I can zoom into her a little bit. It might not work. Nope, can't do that. Okay, you got your piece? That's it, don't worry about it. Just roll that back up. Other end has the label.
It is Nevada.
Sorry, I gotta stop looking at you and holding the camera at the same time and trying to look around. Okay, so what you're gonna do is place that ugly side up on the table.
Okay.
You might want to remove the roll of film and foil and stuff out of your way just so you have a little workspace. Okay. Now, you're not going to be able to hold it open easily, so just set the cup down at one end or the other, the full length of the cup. You're going to wrap it around it. Okay? That way. Yep, you got it.
No.
That's okay, don't worry. Folks, I may have to go and help her a little bit here. So give me a little bit of patience here while I set the camera up so that you can see what we're doing, and yet I can be there.
Do I need a new piece of foil?
Nope.
Maybe I should put like books or something on it?
No, you're just not used to it, that's all, honey. So here's what we're gonna do. You picked a foil that likes to unwrap itself. So here's this, we're gonna put those there.
Okay.
And you have to put it in. Set it down like that. And then we're gonna grab it, roll it.
Okay. Keep rolling?
Yeah, just wrap it up there. It won't go any further than where the glue stops. You can't wrap it past the glue. Okay? Now, smooth it with your hands. Just rub it with your hands. Kind of rub over it like this. Look up at me. Rub over it like that because it'll warm it and help it bond.
Okay.
And then you're going to take the scrub brush and scrub it.
Not circles.
Up and down, side to side. Yep. It's actually doing exactly what it's supposed to do. See how it's turning whitish? That means it's depositing all that stuff on the cup. And make sure you, right where the seam is there, okay, right where the two pieces ends meet in there, scrub right up against that seam so you don't have any bad overlaps. Okay. All right, now peel it off.
What about the bottom?
Once you peel it off, you're going to set that on the bottom on a piece of unused foil and scrub it. It's a lot, trust me, I've done these a lot of ways, and some ways are easier than others. Look how good that came out. Oh, wow.
There's still some black.
Well, you're gonna fix that in a second, but first set that down on a spot on the bottom. Okay. Now turn it the other way around and scrub it with, upside down and scrub it with the brush.
Why?
Yeah, just make sure you put it on place where there's actually leftover foil.
Okay.
Okay, got it, peel it off.
Okay.
So all those little black spots that you missed, just take pieces, parts of the foil and rub it against those sticky spots, and that'll make that go away. But you kind of might want to use the scrub brush too.
Okay.
Let me come over and give you a little hand here. Don't be afraid of it. You can come and really, you don't want to over scrub. You want to only scrub the places that's missing the foil. So you kind of come in there, just like that, and then all right, look at you go. All right, hold your cup up so everybody can see.
It's not finished.
Oh, you still got a spot. Sorry.
But I can. It's almost finished. I can hold it up.
No, hold it. Don't hold it up until you're done, because I know that'll bug you. You're like I am. You got to have it all completely done right.
Okay. No.
I love having you here because you talk to your work like I talk to mine. It makes me feel better.
Maybe I missed a piece of glue.
Well, that's okay too.
'Cause it's not.
If it's not sticking, then you probably need just to put a couple dibs and dabs of adhesive on those spots. But you're never going to get 100% perfect release anyway because of the nature of foils and paint. So there's always going to be some little micro cracks in there. Okie dokie. Let's hold that up. Let's see what you got. Look how gorgeous that is. That is beautiful on the cup. Now, we'll discuss after I get off camera whether you want to put anything else on it before you put on the epoxy and stuff, but you can have a cup ready to roll. All right, let me turn this back towards me. Okay, let me get this facing me. Turn the camera around. So now everybody, you have met my darling stepdaughter, and she has never done foils ever. So now you know how truly user-friendly those foils are. Sorry, I'm tucking my jacket on because it keeps blowing off my shoulders. So we're gonna go and play with some of these drawers over here. Okay, I'm done with that. And we don't throw, Blair, we don't throw foil, use foil into the garbage. It goes in the black garbage bag under the packing desk because we send all the scraps to our customers. so that they get to play with foils too. All right, so let me flip this down. We're going to go to work on our little drawers here. So there are 31 drawers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, I have 8 different foil patterns that we're going to use. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8. Now, obviously, 31 doesn't divide equally into 8, so I'll have to work that out. But I'm just going to make my own life easy and foil these drawers in groupings. Let's do these. If you want to grab your other thing out of the hot box, you can paint that. So Blair is having a good afternoon. She is having total studio therapy day, playing with whatever she feels like painting in my studio. I'm very happy to have her because I don't get to see her much. You've probably heard me discuss my daughter who lives in Russia. Well, this is she, and she's back in the country for just a little bit, and I'm very happy that she's spending time with me. And she makes killer faces when she does stuff. She is, I mean, if we weren't related by marriage, I'd swear we were related by blood somewhere. Alrighty, do you want to hand me the scissors and the scrub brush, please? Thank you. Not that I don't have 15 more pairs of scissors and scrub brushes around here, but Blair was right there. So, all right, we've got all of these lined up. Where can you find, Karina, the pumpkin and the haunted house are from Michael's. I bought them there 4 days ago. Michaels.com might have them online if they don't have them in your store locally. Because honest to God, I don't keep track of Michael's inventories. But they were so cute and I couldn't resist them. Because if you remember last year, I bought the Haunted Caravan from Michael's and we did that one. And then at Christmas, I had the regular Christmas tree advent calendar that we did. But that had, you know, that had 25. These have 31 little drawers on them. That's insane. Oh yeah, that's gonna be so disco. So I'd kind of like to see if I can't get this one done before tomorrow, because we're also going to be at the farmer's market tomorrow. And, you know, I'm trying to have a couple of new things to put into the market as we near Halloween. So here we go. I like how those little drawers came out. Each one of these is vaguely etched with something. So like, this has the witch's shoes, like from Wizard of Oz on here, but they're not going to be easy to see with the foil. So if I really wanted to see those etched in patterns, I'd have to come up with another idea. All right, let's get our next round of drawers, and that for those we are going to use our green leopard, spotted green leopard. Up, and William Dunbar, my husband, is watching. Karina, you're so welcome. Listen, I'm all about sharing. If I don't sell something here, I like to try to direct you to where to get it so that you have the most success with your projects, and you know, everybody gets a shot at doing fun things. I mean, look at how cool this is. I'm really, really liking this. And now my stepdaughter Blair is getting to see why I tell her after doing lives, I'm talked out, and it's because I need to talk nonstop, basically, because otherwise you're just watching me scrub and listening to plastic. So, what are some of your favorite Halloween memories? I'd love to hear them. I think for me, I loved Halloween as a kid, but my favorite Halloween memory is of some of my mother's friends, because they went trick-or-treating as grown-ups, only they went trick-or-treating for cocktails. So every year, a couple of my mom's friends would get costumed up and go visit their friends' houses and trick-or-treat for a cocktail. I just loved it. My mother was a little too stiff-necked to do it, but quite frankly, sounds right up my alley. All right, next one, we've done that one. So the next one, we're going to use our blue teal leopard pattern. So when Blair did her cup, she brushed on her foil adhesive just like you saw me brushing on the pumpkin, and I've brushed on the drawers and everything else. Once it's set up for an hour, I could walk away from this right now and it would still... There we go. Sorry about that. The whole thing froze up on me for a second. It took me a little bit to unwind it. All right, let's go back down here. So what I was saying is that we're going to use our blue teal leopard. So we used to go trick-or-treating every year, and I actually went trick-or-treating until I was 13. But of course I lived in a smaller town, so everybody knew everybody, and we basically went trick-or-treating with a group of friends to our parents' houses. So, you know, no surprise there. But it turns out my husband is a secret Halloween person. He doesn't love the trick-or-treating or the dressing up, but what he loves to do is take us for things like the haunted hay rides and the corn mazes and haunted houses and all of that wonderful stuff. And he's kind of demented with it too. So when we were dating, he and I went to this big haunted house down here in Chicago. It's one of the huge ones that they've put on. And somehow he ended up in front of me in the line. And he ended up being the first person in our group. And there were like 15 people behind us, something like that. They were letting you in groups of 10, 15, 20. I don't remember what it was. But he knew the way that works is that you're supposed to go through the haunted houses slowly. And he knew if I led the way, I'd just keep walking. I'd just keep doing it. And I actually over-guessed the number of drawers I have for the foil. I see what I did. Doesn't matter. I can always go get some more foil. It's not like I'm short on foils. So he's on the front of the line, and he is slowing us down. He does not want anybody to miss any of the people jumping out at you. He wants to make sure you'll get a good scare. And meanwhile, I'm claustrophobic in the dark. So I just want to enjoy it by walking through and doing nothing else. I had a very, very large, very nervous lady behind me. And I'm not a tiny person myself. But by the end of that night, I was basically wearing her as a coat, because she just kept jumping at everything and screaming, "Oh my God, I'm gonna die, I'm gonna die." And my husband would not move faster. And she kept grabbing me and hugging me and I'd never seen her in my life before, and I haven't ever seen her since. But that's my husband, the twisted soul that he is. Yeah, he really, really, really works hard to make sure at least he gets his money's worth out of the haunted house. My stepdaughter's across the way going, "Yeah, that's Dad."
Can I clean over this if I don't like it?
Yeah.
With the...
If you don't like the luster stone that's on there, first scrape it off and rinse it off in the sink. I know that sounds counterintuitive, but it'll actually work. because it's probably not very dry.
How do I scrape it off?
Sorry folks, we're chatting here. Over here on this set of shelves, there's a half open container on the left side, second level down, that have credit cards and room keys in them. And you just use that to scrape it off. One more down.
No.
Right in there. There you go. So there's a quick trick to learn. We have a lot of metallic plasters and stuff. And if you don't like how they come out, you can just scrape off the stuff and rinse it off before you have to go paint over it. Because you paint over it, it's still going to leave the impression if you haven't taken it off. I have done this so many times where I have just rinsed off what I was doing and scraped it down. I can't even begin to tell you how often I've done that. All right, so let's go. This is this Galaxy Glitter? This is Galaxy Glitter. It's our Galaxy Glitter. Check in on you. So Blair is working on some of her own projects across the way, so she'll be popping in with a question or two from time to time. I'm good with it. She's enjoying herself, and that's a big thing for me in the studio. You all know that. Let's see how cute this is going to be. Oh, so excited by this. Now, I didn't paint the stem of the pumpkin that I'm working on because I want to stain it, just to give a little contrast in colors and textures. I figured staining the stem might be a little more interesting, and I might even refoil so that I can make the pumpkin's leaf that's on top of there, that right now is orange. I might turn that green so it reads a little better. 4. Go 5. Darn, that looks good. Look at all those killer drawers. Okay, last 2 rows. We're gonna do our green, lime green confetti foil. And I'll pop all the drawers in once I've done this, just so you have an idea, get a feel for how it's going to look. Because there's clearly going to be more work that I have to do on it, but I'll do that off camera. I love how good our Artsyville foil adhesive is. I mean, look at how well it's leaving, you know, the pattern behind. It's just a great product. Okay, I'm really trying to pay attention to what I'm doing, and I'm not doing a great job at that. Go. There's that, and then I have 3 here. Keep thinking there might be another one somewhere, but I could be wrong too. The last one we're going to use the purple leopard on. Now, if you want to go a little faster, you see how I have all 3 of those drawers lined up? There you go. you go. And here are all our drawers. Now, my foil adhesive that I just did on here, actually that might be okay because we spent a long time talking about stuff. So I might be able to do this. There it is. Oh, there we go. Now we're getting the foil back where it belongs. And see, the nice thing is, as long as this is not a directional foil, meaning it has a very clear pattern and repeat, I can turn this any angle I want and get all kinds of terrific looks out of it, and it will not affect how the final look is. I knew there was a little dotted adhesive that I put over a couple of these. I have to find them. Just go in with my finger, touch those all up, and now we're all set. So I'm just going to randomly place drawers in here, except that I know that this drawer needs to go over a light bulb. See, there's a light bulb. Where's another one? That one has to go over a light bulb. And then this one has to go over a light bulb. So now all of those will show their lights. I am not going to turn this on yet because I haven't finished painting and gluing on and foiling and stuff on the back. So I don't want to have any chances that I can't turn something on correctly because I painted over it. All right. Let's I'm just sort of slotting things in so I don't double them up anywhere. Sometimes you have to work to be random. Let's do that over here. I like shifting the patterns around. I don't want to have like all the leopard in one spot because that doesn't look very good. Let's see, where am I going to put this one? Blue, 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 blue. Okay, that's not going to make me happy there, so I can do some rearranging anytime I want. I'll figure it out eventually. And here's what the pumpkin is going to look like completed. All right, we're gonna flip this up. Somebody's asking a Worked as a face painter in my heyday, letting the kids help. Oh, that would be so much fun. Kids face painting each other. I can just imagine how goofy that is. But look how cute that is. Now, there is the leaf pattern up here, so I'm probably going to come back in with more foil adhesive and redo that so that there's a nice green leaf in that spot. But how cute. I mean, one for every day of the month. You just put a little candy in there. Hey, Desiree, nice to see you. And then we're going to do the same thing with the haunted house, although those will be different colors. I haven't decided what they're going to be yet. And I think we are finally done. So my bats and I are waving goodbye. Bye. Have a great day, everybody. I'll talk to you soon. Thanks. Bye.